Hello.
Perfect. So, Cara, how are you today?
I'm doing really good. It's a great Wednesday, aka Wacky Wednesday, so I'm here for it.
I love it. I love it. That is so cool. That is so cool.
Yes,
And
I
what?
love the middle of the week. It's always like hope that I'm getting through the week, and Friday's here. So
Oh yeah, yeah. Interesting fact. The other day I was checking that apparently I don't know if it's true or not, but apparently most people die on Mondays.
I
Yeah,
get that though.
I
I
did too.
get that.
When I said I was like, huh, okay. And most of those people who die on Monday, guess what? Heart attack.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Interesting, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it's kind of dark, but I was like, huh, okay. Yeah, I can understand that every now and then when I would Monday morning be like questioning myself, like what am I doing with my life? You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. But anyway, welcome back. I mean, it's the fourth time now that you've been here. It's so awesome and amazing. I mean, you're definitely kind of a resident here in the show. That is so that I mean, I'm speechless already. That is so cool.
Yeah, it's really cool that this is the fourth time being back, and I still remember the first time we chatted. I still remember the topic and everything, and I love your show so much. So when you were asking me to come on again, I was like, I'll always come on.
I love it. I love it. Yes, yeah, it's been really cool. I mean, over a year, you know.
Yeah.
Um, already 242 episodes. So yeah, it's been amazing. It's been amazing. But hey, what's new? Tell me what's new since our last chat which was on January, February, I think, on those days.
Yeah, maybe it was in December.
Maybe it was, yeah.
Because for the Christmas special, yeah. So a lot has happened. I finished filming the big short film called Unforgettable in Nashville, Tennessee, with an incredible cast and director, and it was a really awesome experience. So that comes out in July. That's a short film, and it's going to be submitted to all the festivals and everything like that. I've been grinding on the TikTok, working on building such a wonderful community of amazing people that I love. I love the platform to be able to reach out and meet so many different amazing and cool people. So it's really cool seeing how that's grown, because I never didn't even expect it to grow in the first place. I just went to the app and was like, all right, let's just have fun. And I've met so many lovely people that are chatting right now that are here. So that was really cool. And then I am also currently in filming for a feature film called Angels at the Crossroads.
Oh.
And I actually finished filming that in the end of June. So I have to go back and finish filming. And then I've got so many other things that I can't even talk about going on. So.
Oh, I love it. Love it. Now, that short film you said that's going to be released in July. When exactly in July?
I don't know yet. Still trying to figure out, but I do know that it's July. So we'll know more information as we get closer. We're still in deep editing. Like, I just did voiceovers for it a few days ago. So
I love it. I love it. I mean, the reason why is because in July is my birthday, so they will be
oh,
pretty if they release
what
it. No?
day? Yeah.
17.
Wow, that's awesome. My brother's is June 17th, so that's cool.
Huh. That's cool. Yeah, I like it. Okay. And like so many cool things that you have done here. I mean, and it's amazing. So I remember that every now and then I will, like when I will scroll down and I will see like a post or something you did, I was like, she's making it happen. That's so cool.
Yeah, I think it's really just about forging forward, right? It's that you're called to do something and nothing's gonna hold you back. No matter how many, and it's funny because I'm smiling now and I'm great. Like, some days I'm just crying, like, and some days I'm like a mess, but that this is what you're meant to do. That this is what you're meant to be called for. So there's not ever an ounce of like, oh, I'm gonna give up, or this is what I'm meant to do. No, it's just like, this is really hard, but I know I'm supposed to be doing this. So, you just press on.
Yeah, absolutely. And now that you mention it, I mean, so back when 2020 started until today, how has been your acting career?
You said 2020.
Yeah, like since the year started to right now, what are some of the cool things that has happened to your acting career?
I think so many things. I think my whole career really has taken off within everything in that kind of time span and the frame of it all, because that's when I decided to, you know, kind of just graduate early from high school and leave high school and like, I'm done with that part of my life and I know I'm meant for more. And
There you go.
you know, I've grown, I've lived, I've learned everything I need to learn, and I need to go forward. And that's when the pandemic was my time to just study everything film, like truly. Sorry if you hear my dog in the background.
No, it's okay. I live with three. I mean, you know, so I know.
Yes. So, you know, just that was the time. I mean, literally, I remember during the pandemic, I'd wake up every morning, I have this like espresso machine, and I'd make my little lattes and like, you know, have a good old time, crawl in the bed, and I would watch a different film every single day. But I would like follow an actor. So maybe the one week I was watching Denzel Washington, and I'd watch him from his first film all the way to his very last film that's out. And so I would see the progress, and I would study, and I would look at film classes and progress, everything I possibly could to just kind of start diving into the film side. Because people who kind of know my backstory is I've been into a lot of stage theater. I loved acting, but film was different for me. You know, film was, they don't teach you that in high school, right? They teach you stage and the tools that are necessary to help you perform well on film, in my opinion. Like, I truly do so much better with a film script now because I've had the training of doing stage and spending times on plays and shows for such a long time. So it's crazy to see what's happened in the past few years, and I'm so thankful, and I'm blessed, and it's a blessing, honestly, from God, just guiding me every single which way.
Yeah, that is so cool. And I mean, it is amazing, like how much cool stuff you have accomplished, you know, that I mean, I'm impressed. At the same time, I mean, I could say like, so this is Cara, she's doing everything, and that's, you know, like, you're killing it in all aspects here, and you're making it happen. And like, one of the cool things that I love the most about your career is the fact that you are growing little by little, you know, that you are learning more things here and there. You start to be like what's the word I'm looking, like, you start to create your career on a very solid way, you know, and that is really cool.
Yeah, it's built on a very strong foundation, you know.
I can agree more.
It's hard, you know. It's very easy to kind of go in and just fly, you know, and just figure things out as you go, but not build foundation, if that makes sense, you know. Or you can spend that time building the foundation that is gonna last you in the long haul and set you up for success, not set you up for failure. It's constantly a growing thing. I love to tell people, I'm like, the moment I stop growing, just let me die, because I'm here to grow. I'm here to get better. I'm here to grow stronger. I'm here to, you know, learn new things about myself and about others, and how a different way to approach even stories.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Wow. Okay. Now, let's say that I became an actor, right? And I'm about to create my first character. Now, in your experience, what do you think that are some of the things that I need to consider first?
I think a big thing is make sure you have an acting coach. It's funny. I have a coach, and I absolutely love him, and he's the greatest blessing. But I think it's just so important to like still be learning and growing in the process, and having like, you know, like working. Like, I like to, you know, make sure that I'm still breaking down that character in the best ways possible, and I'm getting to the parts that I need to learn to know. And it's also going to depend on the script. Like, what type of script are you working with? What are you getting handed to you? Is it dramatic? Is it comedy? Is it a musical, a live action musical? Like, I approach every script honestly so differently. I have the same format, but I pull out different tools from the toolbox depending on what I'm working on and what the character needs. You know, there's some characters that need, you know, a solid extra couple weeks to really understand, and hopefully you have that time, you know, to really dig deeper. And then sometimes there's some characters that are a little bit more surface level, still complex, but they're just easier to understand. So I think it's just important to start asking the simple things, right? You're going to start asking that person questions. And I like to kind of approach the character as it's not me yet, right? It's not me honing that beautiful person that's in front of me. I kind of see them as from a bird's eye view, and I build them and I craft and I ask questions like an investigator. And then slowly but surely you just start saying you start being able to believe that you are that person. I never really was able to be one of those people that at first was like, I am this character. No, I needed to get familiar, ins, outs. It's kind of like dating. You know, acting's like dating, like figuring it out, like dating that person and like knowing their strengths, their weaknesses, you know, their downfalls, what makes them who they are, you know. And so it's really just kind of approaching it in that manner of just, you know, starting to ask the light questions, because that's how you get to the deep questions. I mean, if I'm talking to someone, say you and I just met one another, I'm not going to ask you like the most deepest, darkest secret of your life, you know. I'm going to first ask, like, what's your name? You know, like, what's your favorite color? You know, what do you like to do? You know, and then you just start to go further and you use the world that the writer's given you, and you just dive head in. You know, you look at lines and you look at what other characters say about you, and you just take it all in and you reassess and you evaluate. I mean, I think it's always changing, right? I don't think, because even as humans we change every single day and we have different things that are, you know, happening with us and the way we react to things. So I think it's important to always have an open mind even as you go in with it, that anything is possible.
Yeah, that's true. And what do you think is one of the reasons why some actors will get stuck when they are in this process of creating a character?
I just think they aren't asking the right questions. I think that sometimes we get selfishly tired and we just want to be able to be this person already, right? Because it's a lot of work to properly understand being another person. It's a lot of work because we are all such unique individuals. And so I think I see it with me sometimes. I get frustrated. I can't really answer that question, you know, that I may be asking that this person, like, oh, why are they like this in this scene? Or why are they doing this, you know? Because I want to skip ahead and I want to already know, but you have to go that extra mile. You have to do that extra research and go to those, you know, darker, lighter places. So I think it's such a process, right? And that person is going to teach you so much about yourself, just as, you know, you're just going to keep learning in the process. And it's like as you're growing into that person and, you know, learning what their life and story is like, somehow you're growing at the same time. Like, I feel like I take away a little bit of something of every character. And something good, you know, something good, like their patience or their empathy or, you know, that just different things that I myself, I wish I had and that I learned through them in the process. So patience.
Okay, okay. I love it.
Just like you're waiting for the role, patience is key.
Now, so once you have the character, like, what do you usually do? Do you are like, okay, so I got the character, now I'm gonna do something else? Or once you have the character, you're like, okay, now I could add this instead of that, or I could remove this and put this. Like, what is your process once you have the character?
Again, I think it kind of just depends too on your production. Luckily on Unforgettable, I was able to go to my partner and that I was going to be in most of the scenes with and be like, tell me more about your character and your person, and like, let's start understanding how they fit into this world and this relationship that they have. So I was able to luckily go to that other actor and start bouncing ideas off of, collaborating, digging deeper. Once I felt like, okay, I have a lot of puzzle pieces and I need to start connecting them somehow. And so you can really do that by talking to that other person. And a lot of times, honestly, in this industry, you don't have a lot of time to do that. You meet your person right on the day of the set sometimes, and boom, you just gotta be in love with them or whatever the process is. Like, I was working on the set a few weeks ago, and you know, like you I had to be married to this person and love them, and you know what I mean. And I met the person literally a couple hours before shooting, so it's just jumping straight to whatever you have available and knowing. So I got my character down, then I like to collaborate with the director, get insights on what they're thinking, their process, you know, what their visions are. Then I start kind of taking that in small doses and then seeing where that fits with my character and just seeing how it all kind of fits. And then, you know, sometimes you have to rearrange it and you have to pull things out and to be like, oh, this doesn't work. Or I thought this really was a character trait that matched it perfectly, but now I'm noticing in this scene it just doesn't make sense. So I think it's just that constant shift. And like I said, I just go to different things. It's hard because I just do something different each time. I mean, I can tell you one consecutive thing I always do for everything is I always have songs, playlists that map out that character's journey. Things that they would listen to. I feel through music, and I understand through music just how to get into somebody, because it's so personal, right? It's so intimate that I just get into that person's thought process so much easier. So that is one thing I will be creating alongside of having a character developed.
Yeah, okay. I can understand that. That's awesome. Now, if you had to describe a film, in this film, all of the characters you have played at the moment, like literally since day one until right now, all of those characters will gather for your party. So basically, it's going to be your characters and yourself for your birthday. Tell me, what would be the name of that film?
Oh, that is such a good question. The Unexpected Gift.
Okay. And what would it be? Would it be like a comedy, dramedy, drama, horror? What would it be?
I think it would be one of those mind screw-ups that is like going great, and then halfway through the film, you're like taking a turn and you're like, what is happening? But you can't leave and you're glued to the screen, you know, kind of like in Midsummer, everything's going good, and then halfway through you're like, what is happening? How did we get here? So I just think it would be I think it'd be an interesting roller coaster ride, you know. You never know what's gonna happen, you know.
Okay.
But you can't look away, you know.
Yeah. What about, check this out, if you had to go out, grab some drinks with one of your characters, which one would you pick?
Like a name or like a character type, or
like between your characters, which are the characters you have played? You're like, I'm gonna take her for a couple of drinks.
I would probably take. Probably the really buff, attractive guy. And I would, you know, I don't know.
There you go. All right. I love it. Okay. Now, I mean, we all know that your acting career is badass. It's amazing. I mean, I'm so in love with your acting career. It is super cool. But what do you think is one of the reasons why sometimes people just walk away, you know, just be like, you know what, I'm done, you know?
I think, like, why people walk away from it, you think?
Yep.
I think, honestly, the main thing is you know, I think if you early on have that issue, I think you're not passionate enough about it. You know, I've heard so many times this quote saying, if you are even 0.0001% like on the fence, you know, everything about you is like gung-ho for acting, but you got this like 0.001% that you're like, I don't know, I can do something different. Then go do something different. You know, it's not the easy road for it's not an easy road. It's a beautiful road. But you have to love it. And you have to be okay with, you know, it's like that. I'll do whatever it takes to survive, to have oxygen fill my lungs. You know, when I'm not acting, I just feel like so depleted. And I know who I am. That's a whole separate thing. But There's nothing better than being on a set and meeting people and diving into a different world. I think just people, the reason they fall out is passion, or if they've been in it for a very long time, I just think the passion just dies out and you just get tired. And sometimes it's just about refinding that spark, right?
Okay.
I mean, it happens in relationships, right? Not that I would know too much because I haven't been in a lot of relationships, but from what I've seen and known around me, people, can be together for a really long time and it just starts getting stale and frustrating and not as, just that first excitement. And so you just have to find something to help reignite it. Maybe you need to step away a while and then come back to it. So I think there's just two different ways why people, I think there's a bunch of different ways why people, don't continue on with it. But I know that most people that give up right before are typically, the ones who, if they would have just kept pushing a little longer, they would have made it. You got to just hold out. You got to hold out. And when it gets really hard, anytime you're trying to one up, like in life, you're trying to make it to that next level, that next thing, you're gonna have to go through the fire to get there. It's not, and then I hopped on the bus and it was great and I went to my dream destination. No, it was raining. The bus broke down. You lost your luggage. The car blew up. You know what I mean? And, so you just have to go through it to get to that next tier in life.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's true. It's true. I think, I think that at the end of the day, I mean, we all gonna have those moments, that we just want to quit, and like, sometimes what I have discovered is that sometimes it's not because you think you're bad to it. Sometimes it's because you're burnt out. It happens that you are so tired, and you let like those toxic feelings, but it just takes like one nap or a couple of naps, so you can be like, okay, I'm good to go. And it is so interesting that I have that. I mean, I have also like for personal experience discovered that the fact that if you don't put attention to your body as well, to your body and mind, what's gonna happen is that you're not gonna be able to perform well. Especially if you're having like multiple things that you're doing, you're always gonna be 50%, 40%. Like not it's never gonna be like 100. It's always gonna be like way below average, and I can understand that because like you have been through a lot, like trying to make something happen, which is super amazing. But I do think that sometimes we just need to, kind of take a deep breath, see things in a very, like put things in perspective, because maybe what I would assume is that sometimes we just forget who we are. You know what I mean? Like we like sometimes we just take things for granted. We think that we're gonna live forever. We do think that what we're having, it's because we deserve it. And no, I mean, you worked for it, you got it. And I do think that whenever you get the chance to start thinking like that, to actually be grateful and also enjoy those small victories or like whatever you want to call them, but just make sure to enjoy the moment, regardless if it is, probably not a cool moment. I mean, at the end, that moment you will never gonna happen ever in your life. So it's better to just enjoy, enjoy things and learn from them.
Yeah, it's just gratitude, right? Persistence and love for yourself, right? Because, you can't, I know for me, I can't give that other character my all if I am not, taking care of myself first. Because then all of a sudden I start getting lost in the process. That character starts getting lost in the process. And next thing you know, a few months down the road, you finish shooting. You don't even know who you are. You're like, I don't know reality. It's very easy as actors to kind of not get reality sometimes because we're such smart human beings. We can trick our brain to believing anything and everything. So you just have to take care of yourself, like you were saying. You have to be grateful and you have to appreciate the small things and enjoy each moment. Tomorrow isn't promised, even though everyone says that. It's really not, though, especially into the society we're living in.
Yeah, especially when it is true. I mean, to be honest, I'm a little bit sick of how things. I mean, if you put the news on, every single time it's bad news here, bad news here, bad news in all over the world, and I just got to a point in which I'm like, I'm not gonna watch any news anymore, because it's in a way toxic, and you will end up being like way too depressed. So it's better just to just watch the other way, and instead of that, find time to invest in something that you like, actually help you in your mental or even physical state as well. So yeah, it is true.
Yeah, we need joy. We need some joy and smiles. It's funny, every day I pray for cheeks of joy, because like when somebody's really happy, I feel like their cheeks light up and you can see just this glow about them, and that's what I just ask for every day. I'm like, this is what I want, because I want to be able to spread it. I want to be able to just this be the infectious thing that people can't get enough of, happiness and joy and love, because so many people don't have that right now, and I want them to.
Yeah. Absolutely. Now, before I ask you this question, tell me, when is your birthday?
My birthday is December 9th.
Perfect. So let's say that for your birthday, I'll give you a time machine. All right? Now here's the catch. Now for that time machine, you only have one opportunity to go back in time 10 years ago. So my question is, what would you say to the Cara of 10 years ago? Like, would you give her an advice, or you'd be like, so here are the lottery, I'm just gonna put here for you, make sure that we become millionaires for the future. I'm out. Like, what would you do? Like, what would you say to the 10-year-old version, to the 10-year version of yourself back then?
I probably hug her and start crying, because if she only knew like the road ahead of her and how hard it would be and how difficult it would be, and the days that she would be crying, or the days that she would be lost, or the days that she would even feel joy, I think I would honestly just hug and cry, because there's so much that happens in that decade, in those 10 years. And I think I would just honestly just tell her, like, keep yourself, and like originality is the sexiest thing anybody can be or do, because society's gonna tell you to be a copy and paste. Yeah. And we struggle with it every freaking day, and I think it's only getting worse with social media, because we see somebody that has this really cool following and this original idea, and then we want to start doing that because we think that that's the key to success. We all have this skewed opinion of what success is. Like, what even is success? Like, who even created that word, So I think I would just tell her, just keep being you, and you know what? Hang on to your Bible, get some praying done, just trust that everything works out the way it's supposed to.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah, you're right about it. I mean, we come into this era, I would say, I don't know, in which everybody thinks, or most people would think, that success is fame. That if you don't have fame, then you're nobody. And because of that, now you will have a bunch of kids, that they will feel desperate because they're not becoming influencers. And what I have discovered is that, I mean, as you were saying, success is way too different from everybody. Everybody has like their own meaning of success, and that's amazing, because at the end it's your life, and you should be original. You should be you, instead of trying to copy someone or some like trying to copy someone that you're gonna hate at some point because it's not you. And we have seen it also with some of these influencers, YouTube, whatever, that they will pretend to be somebody else, and then once they are like on their highest, then they try to put like the real themselves, and people end up hating it, And I do believe that if you are gonna do something because of fame, then you are totally doing it with the wrong reason. I mean, you should definitely stop and think it over before doing it, because it is a waste. And also because of that, as I was saying, now you have this generation in which they feel desperate. Like you will listen now, kids saying like, "Oh, I have more followers than you," and I was, insults that back in the day it would be like, "What?" Like, fine, whatever, that's cool for you. And now it is so interesting how like somehow they are selling you this idea that if you don't have fame, if you're not a celebrity, you're nobody. You know, you're not gonna success. You're gonna be a failure, and it's not. But you know, like that mentality, I do hate it as well.
Yeah, no, it's not about that at all, you know, and like it's like what's driving? If fame is driving you, you're gonna crash and burn. If
Yeah.
passion's driving you, that tank never runs out because, you know, as long as it's there and you're hanging on to it with every little bit you possibly can, like, you know, that's gonna be the fuel to your fire on the days that it's hard. You know, being able to sit there and be like, oh my gosh, wait. Remember when me, a few years ago, was sitting in my room thinking that this would never be possible, and now I'm here? Like, what a gift that is, you know? And that's what you have to cling to. You have to cling, and you go back to those small things, you know? And, yeah, it's, yeah, just what is your foundation? What are you building on, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I love it. Wow. And my last question. What can we expect from you in the future?
You can expect, I'm gonna be relocating. So,
Okay. Where?
I will be revealing that in the next few weeks.
Oh, okay. I like that.
Yes. So stay tuned if you want to know. Let's just say by July, Carol's not gonna be in Texas anymore. So.
I like it. So it's my birthday. Then you're gonna move. You know, it's a start of new things. I love it. I love it.
It is. I'm very, very excited, and yeah, it's just like following your heart, and you know, just going after it, you know, and not holding back, not holding yourself back, and just knowing that, you know, if you feel this itch inside of you, if you feel this thing that you have to do, just go for it. Life is short. Go for it. You're never gonna know if you don't try. And you know, and you just have that thing where you wake up every day and you're like, I've got to do this. I've got to do this.
Yeah.
I think that's your hint that you probably should go after it and do it.
I love it. You know, as I was saying before, I mean, I just love what you do. It is so inspirational. It is super cool. And also, as I was saying, I mean, you have accomplished so many cool things here and there. And now the fact that you're gonna make that huge jump, that leap of faith to go out there and follow your passions, you know, that is super inspiring. And also that is the message that I love the most about actors, you know, musicians, models. The fact that you guys are taking a bet on something totally different. You know, the fact that you are not taking the classic routine, suicidal, crazy, you know, that same thing that you finish school, you go to college, you find a job in a company, you work 50, 60 years, you retired, and you have money, but then you don't know what exactly what. You know, that routine kills me, but the fact that you are creating your own path here, and you're actually making it happen, I mean, that is so cool. And I do think there's like a lot of people here that sees you as a role model, but also as an inspiration, you know, to be like, if she can do it, I can do it too, and you're making it happen. What else can I say?
Yeah, I mean, I started from negative ground zero, so I'm telling you, whoever's out there that needs to hear this, like, do it. Go do it. I don't even know how I started. It just happened because I just felt like that something in my heart told me that this was something that made me happy. So go for it, you know, and, you know, like you said, in society, it's all about status and, you know, making the dollar and that money, and just no, like, passion. Like, passion is what makes me happy, not you know, what the amount of money you could put in front of me, or the money I have or I don't have, or any of that. It doesn't matter to me. I don't care if I'm not getting top dollar on a role that I fell in love with, and it's an indie smaller production, and, you know, they don't have a big budget, but they just believe in the heart and soul of the film. You bet you know what, I'm gonna be, you know, on that project, just diving right into that character and giving it my 100% all, budget or no budget, because I'm in it for the passion and I love it, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, absolutely, it is true. Because one of the things here also is that sometimes, especially on music, yeah, I think that that happens a lot in music. That you can tell who is doing it for the passion and who is doing it only for the money. You know, like the typical song, like the typical rhythm. We like. I mean, you can tell, and that is, and I hate when that happens because there's like so many kids, like so many people that follow that guy. And he or she is basically teaching that do it for the money. Money is the most important thing. And yes, I mean it can give you a better quality of life. That's for sure. But I do think that if you are doing doing one thing only, and your 100%, your main reason is for money. One day you're gonna have it, yes, but you're not gonna be able to spend it because you're gonna be sick or something like that. So
Yeah, no, it could be here today and it could be gone tomorrow, right? So
yeah,
what isn't going to be here today and gone tomorrow? Something that you love, something that is internally built inside you. I think we all have that thing. Some of us figure it out sooner, and some of us are scared to find it, and some of us are still searching, but it's there. We all have that special something inside of us, honestly, that I think that we are meant to be here for. We are meant to do.
there you go, Cara. I mean, you're always ripping the mic here. I love what you do. It is amazing, and as I said, I mean, it's more than obvious that this is only the beginning of epicness and more amazing stuff. And who knows? Maybe what? I'm super sure that one day you're gonna have like so many Oscars that you don't know where to put it. That's gonna be like the problem of the fun of like from 5 years from now or 10 probably. That's gonna be like the next like your problem to be like I have so many Oscars now. Where should I put it? Because you're so talented. You're doing it because you love it, and that is like one of the and that is like one of the things that I love about what you do because it's you. It's your personality. It's what you're putting on the table. It is fresh, and it is something that is just awesome. It is because it is yours. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That no one gave you the tools like okay, here it is, take it, and no one was like you want to be an actress. There you go, you're an actor already. Like you have put a lot of work to it, a lot of basically blood, tears, and sweat. Like to make it happen.
Yes.
And the fact that now you are doing it, and you're gonna take that step into some new place in the future. That is awesome.
It's exciting indeed, and I just can't wait for what's next, and to just hopefully be that person for others that don't have that somebody that tells them you're amazing, you're brilliant, you're talented, you've got these amazing things to you, and you're so capable of doing it. And I just want to be their cheerleaders as well for those
There you go.
Didn't have one.
There you go, Cara. Awesome. You're so talented and awesome. Here also, I want to thank those for watching this right now. Thank you so much for watching. If you are watching this later here on
I think your audio went out. Oh, now I can hear you.
Yeah. I mean, it's because the bank called me. Anyway, that's another story. So what I was saying here is if you're watching later here on Instagram or later on YouTube, or if you are on your way to work, walk with a dog, or if you're just listening to another of my episodes here, well, first of all, thank you very much. Make sure to follow Cara on all of social media. Normally, what I would say is go follow her. Let's make her viral. # Team Cara. She's awesome. She's badass. She's amazing. And before I send you off, you know what is coming. You know that I need to do it for someone as epic and talented and badass as you. So.
Thank you so much. And make sure to follow this podcast. It's awesome. He has such incredible other guests on. Like, please support, go listen, check it all out. I can't thank you enough for bringing me back on for a 4th time, and can't wait for our Fast and Furious series to continue.
Oh yeah. We're not gonna stop. And again, thank you so much. Keep doing what you do. Keep being awesome. Keep inspiring people because you're definitely inspiring so many people, including me, of course. And I'll see you in the next one.
Sounds good. Bye. Thank you, everyone, for listening.
Bye.